because the world teaches you or taught me to be hard, and like a rock. I came from an athletic background, so you don't show weakness, and just the product of my environment. You had to always be strong, and you had to present as strong. Theater allowed me to actually be in a space where I could be vulnerable and it'd be okay. And actually, vulnerability is a strength on stage. Vulnerability is a strength in writing. Hi, how you doing? My name is Jeremy Gillette. I'm an assistant professor of acting at the University of Kentucky. In my professional life, I'm a playwright, an actor, a director, and a producer. My journey to this point has been not in a straight line. I arrived at being a professional actor through education. Initially, I was a basketball player, and in that, I found some trials and tribulations about what was I going to do next when basketball was not going to service me. And I found the arts. So I started at a 2-year institution, Bluegrass Community and Technical College, and I just took an acting class. I had never acted before, but being on stage, being in that classroom, I began to feel seen. I felt like I was heard, and I graduated. And then I went to UK, University of Kentucky, for my arts degree. So I went to UK thinking I was going to be an actor, but then I became a writer. So I was doing 2 things at once. And then I graduated, went on from University of Kentucky with my BA, and I went to Arizona State University, got my MFA, and it was then that I began to venture off into television and film and Broadway. I wish early on I would have taken writing more seriously. An acting performance can resonate with the person that moment, maybe the next year, and people will refer to that performance, but your writing will live on for ages. When I began writing, I understood that a writer is thriving for someone to bring life to this character that they've just created out of the thin air and put onto paper, and that this character has a purpose and a humanity. Whether good or bad, this character has a purpose and a humanity. And so when I began writing, now when I step on stage as an actor, I understand that characters have a humanity, and it's my job to show the human side of that character. So most people have acting very confused, and the confusion is that you can just wake up and do it. That there's no research, there's no work. That's the first confusion. The second confusion is that it's just a long shot. It's a dream. You walk in, you walk down the street, you have the look, and somebody says, "Hey, let me give you the job." That's actually not the majority of people's experience in the acting business. The majority of our experience is being told no at the audition. You have to be okay with being told no. But more than anything, you have to believe in yourself deeply, deeply, to be an actor. So for all of you who want to study theater beyond high school, this is what I recommend to you. You have to find the college that works for you. So you have to do that research first. And that's a discipline that you'll need when you become a professional. So that discipline, that agency of finding out what school fits you from Dr. Google, and then you researching that school and discovering when they're inviting freshmen over, is the same research you have to do when you're learning about your character, when you're trying to understand the given circumstance of a character who you can't relate to. You have to go and do research. So everything circles back to what you want to do. It's the research, it's the agency, it's the artist going on their own, going in their creative space and doing the work to write a great play, to direct a great play, to act in a great play, to do sound or lighting for a great play, to do costumes for a great play. You have to do research. I want to give you the top tips to make it in a theater audition for a university or college. So the first thing is understand your material. What play are you reading? Understand that material, the given circumstance, understand the through lines, your character's wants and desires. Have a full, just thorough understanding of that play and the character in which you're going to perform a monologue from. That's the first thing. Second thing is, do your research on the university or college that you're auditioning for. Every college and university is different. Some schools are a BA program, some schools are a BFA program. What that means is some specialize and get very technical about things. Others allow you to run around in the playground and choose your own adventure. But you have to know what kind of school you're auditioning for, and you want your audition piece to represent that. The third thing, what you want to do is you want to get to the audition space early. So let's say your audition is at the University of Kentucky and it's in the Fine Arts Building. It's at 10 a.m. You actually want to get there at 8:30. And you want to meet the person who's going to sign you in for your audition. And you want to ask them, can I see the space in which I'll be auditioning in? So that you understand what's in that space, what it looks like, and that you can work your material in your mind and or in that space before your audition time. Now, if this is a cattle call audition and there are 100 auditions that day, then you want to get there the day before. And you want to walk the space, live in the room, so that you have a feel for it, so you're not learning as you walk into the audition space. When you do what you love, what drives you every day, what wakes you up, what takes you to bed, money will follow that. But when you follow the money, you might make it, but you will burn out and you will have no love. So if you love theater, if you love the arts, if you love entertainment, if you follow that love with vigor, with dedication, the money will follow. It might not be in the time frame you want. It may not even be in the scale that you dreamed of. It may be bigger. It may be smaller. It may come faster. But it will come.